Lifelong learning is such a beautiful thing. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about how to learn how to code. One of the best ways to learn how to code is through Scratch. So you go to Google, type in Scratch, and then you'll see it is the first link here, Scratch Imagine Program Share, and it's by MIT. Click on that, and here we are. Now, if you haven't opened an account yet, make sure you click on Join Scratch, fill this out. Now, if you're under 13, make sure you ask a parent for their permission so that they know that you are logging in to Scratch and any website for that matter. Okay, so I already have one myself. I'm going to sign in. You can see it's been saved. Press sign in. Mine's a little different here. I have a purple band here. That's just for teachers. But let's go ahead and start creating. I'm going to show you how Scratch works. So up here on the top left, press create. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. Let's figure this out. So here you'll see this section, this middle section, and this right section here broken up in two pieces. This section here, we call this the toolbox. It's a bunch of tools that includes different bubbles, different colored bubbles, and each of these bubbles, this is the motion bubble, and inside here are the blocks, the coding blocks. They kind of look like Legos where they can actually fit and they can click there magnetically. So we have the motion, we have the looks, we have the sounds, events, controls, sensing, operators, variables, and my blocks. These are a little more advanced, so don't worry about that for now. But just know that there are amazing things you can do with coding. Okay, so I'm going to click it back onto the blue bubble, the motion bubbles. All right, the middle part here is your workspace. Canvas workspace. This is where we build our code. So it works here like this. You click, drag a motion block, and this is where we can build a code. And you probably can see how it magnetically connect. If I drop it here, it'll connect to the previous coding block. And then you can see here this little ghost of this sprite here, this little cat. This is the Scratchy cat. You can see that this ghost image here, the Scratch here, Scratchy cat here, and also he appears here as well. Now, any object that we program, they're called sprites. So this sprite 1, is this guy here, okay? And that means I'm going to code it, the coding information, the algorithm, if you will, here. Now, I'm going to leave that there for now. Here is the preview. So when you're coding your project here with the blocks, it will appear here once you start the program. Down here, this half, the right-hand side, we have all these other things here which you can name the different sprite. So this is Scratchy Cat, so I can change it to Scratchy Cat or to Scratchy. Now, it's a good way to make sure you track down which sprite you're using by naming them, because eventually you will have lots of different objects here, different sprites. All right. And then here you have the stage. These are all the background, what affects the background here. All right. So let me leave this. I'm going to start over. If you want to delete this, if you don't want to, it's cool. You just pull these apart and drag them away back to the toolbox and drag and drop, and they are gone. Okay. And then up here, you'll see the usual menu bar here. It's a good idea to rename this project or name the project. I'm going to type in hello. Okay. Now you see my little cat has turned over a little bit. Here's a little trick. If I wanted him to go back, I click on that turn 15 degrees. If I click it once, you'll see him move. But I want him to go the other way. So I want to make sure I go down and make him turn the other way 15 degrees. Click once, that's 15 degrees. We need another 15 degrees, total 30. He's right side up. Okay, so I have Scratchy Cat here. I want to have him say hello. That's your first project. Pause the video, use these tools here, and try to make him say hello. So you have to look through the bubbles and different tools that you have and see if you can make him say hello. So pause the video now and do that. All right, did you guys get it? All right, let's see how we can make this guy talk. So let's see if we can scratch. We have the motion blocks. But if you go down here to looks blocks, I have the say hello for 2 seconds block here. I also have the say hello with no time. I have to think and think. I'm going to use this one, the first one for now. Drag it to the workspace, drop it. Now I could click it once and he does say hello for 2 seconds. If I wanted to change the timing of it for 4 seconds and I click it once, he says hello for 4 seconds. Now, in coding, there's always something that starts the programming. It's called an event. You need an event. So if you click on a button, it does something. If you tap on an app, it does something. Those are all called events. So I have to go down here to events, and you'll see this first one here with the green flag. This green flag is related to this green flag. So if I click this and drag it over, and you can tell it's special because it has a little bump on the top. So that means it has to go on top somehow because it does not fit this way. So let's see what happens. So I click the green flag up here, click, and Scratchy Cat says hello for 4 seconds. Okay, good. So we have an event and we have the start of the algorithm for 4 seconds. All right, so what also you can do, I can move this sprite, Scratchy, I can move him over to the left-hand side and I could have him move. So what do you think here of all this, of the toolbox, of these bubbles, you think will have them move across the screen here all the way? What do you guys think? Go ahead and do that now. All right. Did you guys figure that out? Okay, so now let's have him, Scratchy Cat, move to the right up to the edge. So what I'm going to do here, if you haven't already found it, you need to go to motion and move. And I connect it with the previous blocks. Now 10 steps, if I press the green button, he says hello, and he did move pretty fast. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to move him back. Now I press the green button, and he should say hello and move at the same time. Oh, did he move? We can't tell. 4 seconds, and he did move. So you notice there's something there. So it says, when the green flag is clicked, say hello for 4 seconds, and then the algorithm jumps down to move to 10 seconds. Try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he moved. Okay, that's cool. Now I can also move this. Let's move him about 100 steps. And I press the green flag. Oh, let me make this a little smaller. 1 second. And then press the green flag. hello, boom, you move 100 steps. Now these steps here, guys, these are pixels. Pixels are the really small dots you see on a computer screen. Okay, we call them steps here, but they're really pixels. So I'll bring him back, and there we have him saying hello for 1 second and move 100 steps. Now, what I can do also is how do I make him move at the same time and saying hello? What should I do? Pause the video, think about it, let me know. All right, what do you guys think? So if I did this to 0 and I said I want it to play when I click on the green flag and move 100 steps while he says hello. Let's see. There it is. So he did that. Now notice this thing here. We also have the looks and we have the hello button. It's a little smaller. What's important, and I switch it around for this block instead of this time here, click it back up there, drag it to drop it into the toolbox because I don't need it, and move my Scratchy Cat back, click on the green flag, boom. So though this, you can definitely use this here with the time. There are times when you want to make your code more efficient. Okay. Coding is all about thinking through problems and making things efficient as best you can. So either way, these work. Okay. Change it to 0 anytime you want, or you can use this thing here. So you notice already in coding, there are many ways to do one thing. All right. You can also do 100 steps like this, or if I wanted to just do 10 steps and go back to motion, I could add another 10 steps and then another 10 steps, another 10 steps. That works also to 100, right? That can work. I'm going to drop this back guy up here, press the green flag. So I did all that really fast. Okay, so we couldn't see it, but it did make 10, 20, 30, 40 steps. But there's another way how to make this more efficient. So let me go ahead, since we did 100 steps, I'm going to add another one. Here, click Command C, Command V. Ooh, you see what I did there? I just copied it and I pasted it. And you are probably familiar with that right now. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Bring my Scratchy Cat back here. 100. So I can definitely do that. And remember, I was able to, let me go back to my events. I could also do this, where I was able to click on the motions and do this as well. Put it in 100 and also say hello. Drop it in between. So I could do it that way. There's 2 different ways I can do it. But which one is more efficient? Okay, good. There's another way how to make this also say hello. Do you know what to do? Can you figure out how? So if a little hint, go to controls. Look at this. All right, pause the video. Try it out. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. So what did you guys get? So what I'm going to do is really cool here. If you log in, you have something called a backpack. A backpack is a place you can store code that you won't need for now, or you make a copy of it. So I'm going to click on this backpack. You can see I have a bunch of things in my backpack already. So I'm going to click this and drag it out. Well, let's see. I'm going to put this, drag it here for now. And you see it's up in the front. I'm going to get rid of this. But don't worry, I got rid of it, but it's still down here in my backpack. So this should still work. So if I click on the green flag, boom, right? It worked. Stop. Now, I'm going to make a copy of this also. It goes to the front right here. Get rid of this, get rid of that, And now I go back to my smaller account here. Move this guy over here. And now it should do the same thing if I move them back. Same thing. There's a third way to do it. Okay? So a third way to do it, I'm going to leave it here for now. A third way is when you use control blocks. There's something here, repeat. Repeat how many times? 10 times. Repeat what? What should I repeat? Well, a challenge was to have you repeat move 10 times. So you'll notice this, and on this, you'll see the differences, but also they do the same thing. I need to grab my events, click on the green flag, click it back on, and let's analyze this a bit. I'm going to press on the magnifying glass, and you can see when the green flag is clicked, move 10 steps and repeat it 10 times. When the green flag is clicked, say hello. Oh, so I'm missing the hello button. Okay. The hello block. Okay. So when the green flag is clicked, say hello and move 10 steps. Repeat that 10 times. When green flag is clicked, say hello, move 100 steps. In here, when green flag is clicked, say hello, move 10, move 10, move 10, move 10, move 10, move 10, and so on. So you see the difference. You see the similarities. They do the same thing. Okay, they do the same thing. I'm going to get rid of these guys and see if it does do the same thing. Click. I'll move him back here. Stop, and then press the green flag. Boom. You see how it moved differently? You can see Scratchy Cat, the object, moved a little bit. He kind of glided through there. Interesting. Does the same thing, but there is slight differences. All right, guys. Try that. Play around with the toolbars. Play with the tools, the spears, the different kinds of sprites. I'm going to click down here on the right-hand side. Choose a sprite. You can make your own with the paintbrush, or you can search for one, or you can upload one up here. So you can upload a picture of yourself and do that as well. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works real quick. So press the upload a sprite, so a picture on your computer. So you find something there. You click on a surprise, so it'll just find one for you. And then you paint, it brings you to this one where you can actually make your own sprite. You can click make your own. There. Let's find a different color. Over here, there, and then make another one, maybe with blue. And then I can draw some blue eyes there on one side. And I can be even more silly and make some pink eyes, or not pink eyes, some purple eyes there. Okay, and I can do that, and you can see it made another sprite here. So go back to code, click on code. Now 2 sprites. Remember I said I have 2 sprites, and I have this guy here. I have my Scratchy Cat here, and I can rename him also by going up here and changing it. Let's just say to Weird Eyes. Okay, so I can also go ahead and search, and it gives you a lot of pre-made sprites you can use, which is pretty cool. And you'll notice when you go to a person like Abby, this one here, you can see a little different kinds of sprite to make a little animations. And I'm going to show you that in a different video. Press back. Your job here is to start playing around with all the tools here as best you can. Play around, figure it out, and then I'm going to show you the challenges I have for you. All right? Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon.